Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true. Jamaican news in review. Raytown residents protest following police shooting of 3 men. Following the police shooting of 3 men in the Raytown community in Kingston East, residents took to the streets to protest the killing Sunday morning. The shooting reportedly took place sometime after 5 a.m. Though the police have not released the identity of the men, it is understood that the men are below the age of 20. According to residents, the men said to be fishermen. The residents believe they were innocent. Suspect charged after allegedly lodging spade handle in man's head. The St. Elizabeth police is reporting that a suspect who allegedly used a spade handle to kill a man by lodging the object in his head during a dispute in Trail District near Junction in St. Elizabeth last Monday has been charged with murder. Head of the St. Elizabeth Police, Acting Superintendent Coleridge Minto, on Sunday disclosed that the accused, Romeo Smith, 27, a resident of Trail, is to face the court. The accused fled the scene, however. He was later arrested by the police. He has since been charged for murder, stated Minto. Gunmen cops trade bullets after ATM theft attempt in Clarendon. Gunmen had to flee after a failed robbery attempt at an automated teller machine ATM in Cops Hill, Clarendon on Sunday morning. Reports reaching our newsroom are that about 4 a.m., the gunmen were attempting to steal the ATM when they were accosted by lawmen. It was reported that after a shootout, the gunmen fled. The machine was not breached. Following the incident, the police cornered off the area and launched a search for the gunmen. Factory worker target of Paragon attack, says relative. Relatives of 42-year-old Dwight Harrison, one of the men shot and killed in Paris St. Anne's on Saturday night, say they believe he was the target of the attack. Harrison, a factory worker of Riverhead, Monique, and 36-year-old Nicholas Hobson, labourer of Steerton, both in St. Anne, were shot dead by gunmen, while 3 other people were left with gunshot wounds. Reports are that about 8:25 p.m., Harrison, Hobson, and 3 other men were among a group of people cooking at a shop when a car drove up and gunmen alighted and opened fire at them. The police were alerted and all 5 men were taken to hospital, where Harrison and Hobson were pronounced dead and the others admitted for treatment. While condemning the incident, one of Harrison's relatives, Michael Miller, said he believes the factory worker was targeted by the gunmen. The community say when him get the first shot and run and drop, the others run gone. The gunmen them turn back and shot him again. People that were hiding here, when the gunman come over him and say, "You're not dead," and give him 2 more shots. Other persons got shot, so why them specifically say, "If you're not dead," that means say, a him then did one kill, reasoned Miller. He added that he is saddened by the murder of Harrison, who was a loving and kind father of 3. Always jovial and very kind. Very, very kind. If him come and see one little pick in a ball, say him money lost or something, he is the type of person to give back the person, make sure the child happy, and now go get no beaten if he mash up anything. Once he can afford to buy it back and give it, he will. He is very nice, Miller added, as he called on police to conduct a thorough investigation so that justice may be served. In the meantime, the police say they are following strong leads as they probe the double murder. Acting Senior Superintendent attached to the St. Anne's Bay Police Division, David White, said the incident is believed to be linked to a long-running dispute. According to sources, the feud started more than 2 years ago and had previously resulted in a double murder. Meanwhile, Hobson's mother told reporters that she spoke to him shortly before he was killed Saturday night. She said Hobson was a nice person who was not involved in any wrongdoing and had returned from work shortly before he was killed. Maybe he was at the wrong place at the wrong time. Maybe it wasn't for him time, but he was killed because he was in the crowd, stated the grieving mother. 3 killed in alleged shootout with police in Raytown. 3 men are dead following an alleged confrontation with the police in the vicinity of Raytown in Kingston on Sunday morning. The men had reported earlier held up and robbed a woman of her cellular phone and cash on East Queen Street in the parish. The device is reported to have a tracker which assisted the police in tracking it to the fishing community somewhere after 4 a.m. The men were reportedly shot dead during an alleged shootout with the police, causing residents to stage a fiery protest. Superintendent of Police Tommy Lee Chambers, officer in charge of the Kingston Eastern Division, told reporters that 2 illegal firearms were taken from the men, along with 3 magazines and over 27 rounds of ammunition. Alleged mentally ill man attempts to leave dealership with Mercedes-Benz. It is alleged that a man of unsound mind tried to leave the compound of Stewart's Automotive Group on South Camp Road in Kingston with a Mercedes-Benz GLE 53 AMG on Saturday night. In the incident, which happened about 9 p.m., the man damaged two gates and the vehicle that is valued approximately $35 million. The man was arrested. One eyewitness said he does not believe the man was a robber as he appeared to be mentally ill. Stewart's Automotive Group subsidiary, Silver Star Motors, is a Mercedes dealer in Jamaica. Double murder in Prairie stemmed from long-standing dispute, stated police. A double murder in Prairie St. Anne on Saturday night stemmed from a long-standing dispute stretched back to COVID-19 lockdowns, police sources have indicated. Dwight Harrison, 42, of Riverhead, Monique, and Nicholas Hobson, 38, died after a gunman reportedly opened fire at a group of men in the community on Saturday night. Harrison reportedly died on the spot, while Hobson died at the St. Anne's Bay Hospital. 3 men were also wounded during the attack, which occurred around 8:25 p.m. Police said a group of men were cooking on premises near the main road when 2 men approached on foot, and one of them, who was armed with a handgun, opened gunfire, hitting the 5 men. The men then escaped in a waiting motor car. The police were called and the victims taken to hospital. A police source said the shooting is tied to an incident dated back to COVID-19 period, which also led to a double killing some time ago. The police say they are pursuing strong leads in relation to the latest attack. Policeman arrested while allegedly soliciting bribe in Spanish Town. A policeman was arrested on suspicion of corruption by members of the Inspectorate of Professional Standard Oversight Bureau during a covert operation in Spanish Town, St. Catherine on Saturday. The constable, who is attached to the St. Catherine North Traffic Department, was on duty about 4 p.m. when he was held by his colleagues. He was allegedly soliciting money from a motorist when undercover cops swooped down and arrested him. The police say they are continuing their investigation into the matter. St. Catherine businessman hospitalized following gun attack. A St. Catherine businessman remains hospitalized after he was shot and injured by unknown assailants along the Spanish Town bypass. It is reported that around 12:40 a.m., the man was being accompanied by employees to dispose of garbage when they were pounced upon by 2 masked men on a motorcycle. The men brandished handguns, but the group ran and boarded their vehicle. The attackers fired several shots during which the businessman sustained gunshot injuries to his back. He drove himself to hospital where he was admitted. An investigation has been launched by the Spanish Town Police. Latest St. Catherine double murder victims identified. The 2 men who were killed by gunmen in Orangeville District, St. Catherine on Monday evening have been identified as 34-year-old business operator Omar Givens and 31-year-old security guard of Orangeville Primary School, Dayton Dyer. It is reported that both men were at Givens' shop at about 8 p.m. when 4 men drove up in a white Honda Stream motor car and opened fire, hitting them. Givens, who received multiple shots, died inside the shop. Dwyer, who was seated outside, was also shot multiple times. This is the second double murder in St. Catherine North Police Division in 2 weeks. Jamaican farm worker dies in Canada. A Jamaican farm worker is dead after he was found unresponsive in his room by a co-worker in Canada earlier this month, the Ministry of Labour and Social Security stated on Tuesday. He has been identified as Daniel Brown. The cause of death has not been revealed. Reports were that on October 7, Brown returned home from work, prepared a meal, and went to bed. The ministry in a release said that on the morning of October 8, Jamaican Liaison Services Acting Chief Liaison Officer Althea Riley was contacted that Brown was found unresponsive in his room by a co-worker. The paramedics were immediately called, and upon their arrival, Brown was pronounced dead. According to the ministry, a senior member of its Family Services Unit has visited Brown's next of kin on several occasions following his passing. The ministry has consistently kept the family updated on matters relating to Brown's passing and has shared any information received by the coroner and other entities in Canada as soon as it is received, the release stated. Police constables found guilty of brutal beating of Denham Town man. 2 police constables were on Monday convicted of the brutal beating of a man in Denham Town, Kingston in 2019. Kenroy Chambers and Tevin Lake, who were found guilty of assault occasioning actual bodily harm, are to be sentenced in the Kingston and St. Andrew Parish Court on January 15, 2024. The cops were placed before the court by way of a summons on February 9, 2021, following an investigation by the Independent Commission of Investigations (INDECOM) and a ruling by the Office of Director of Public Prosecutions. Videos of the beating went viral at the time and sparked a demonstration and outrage. The court had heard that the policemen were arresting men after he allegedly used explosive when they were forced, resulting to injury. In the video, cops appeared to be at a heated exchange with the complainant, were seen closely on the heels of the man who was descending a flight of stairs of a high-rise building in Denham Town. On reaching the ground floor, the complainant and lawmen were seen walking a short distance before a tussle ensued. The complainant was then thrown to the ground by the lawmen. While there, he received several blows from the constables before one of them stamped on his head. Son held after U.S. mother stabbed to death in St. Andrew. A 55-year-old U.S. resident was stabbed to death and her 34-year-old son taken into police custody following an incident on Baldwell Avenue, St. Andrew on Monday morning. The dead woman has been identified as Marvel Johnson from Northwest 30th Street in Florida. Reporters understand that a knife believed to be the murder weapon has been seized by the authorities. The suspect is said to be a Mason from Red Hills Road. It was reported that around 7:20 a.m., Johnson, who returned to the island recently from the United States, went to Walpen Avenue to look for relatives and treat her son. While the now deceased was inside one of the bedrooms, it is alleged that she was attacked with a knife and stabbed multiple times all over her body. Relatives who reportedly heard her crying for help went to her assistance and pulled the suspect away before calling the police. Johnson was assisted to the Kingston Public Hospital where she was pronounced dead while undergoing treatment. The son was detained following the incident. Man's partially decomposed body found in Salt River. The decomposing body of a man was found in Salt River, Clarendon Tuesday morning. Police said the body is believed to be that of Merrick Harris, a 43-year-old resident of 46 Terrace in Kingston. According to the police, the partially decomposed body was discovered in bushes in Salt River about 9:30 a.m. The body had what appeared to be gunshot wounds to the head and upper body. The police said that they were summoned to the location by residents who made the gruesome discovery. Upon the cops' arrival, the body was seen on its back, clad in a white t-shirt, white underpants, blue jeans, and white sneakers. The deceased's pants was half down and his belt undone. A grey Honda motor vehicle was parked beside the body. Checks revealed that the car is the property of a car rental company with branches in Kingston, St. Anne, and St. James. The police said items were found in the car that could assist them with their investigation. Preliminary investigations have revealed that the vehicle was rented in St. James last Saturday and was supposed to be returned on October 30. Based on their assessment of the scene, the police theorized that Merrick had been lured to the area and was robbed of his belongings. Vehicle hastily abandoned with goat inside. The Clarendon police are trying to locate persons who abandoned a Suzuki Vitara motor vehicle with a goat inside following an attempted traffic stop along the racetrack main road in the parish on Tuesday. About 2:45 a.m., officers were patrolling along the racetrack main road when the vehicle was signaled to stop. The driver reportedly ignored the instructions of the lawmen and sped away. The police chased and the occupants ran from the vehicle, leaving the engine running. A search of the vehicle was conducted and a brown new goat was seen in the back. 2 ski masks and a cellular phone were also seized, the police stated. Anyone with information that could assist with the investigation is being asked to contact the Maypen Police at 876-986-2208. Valls urges Phillips to reconsider his withdrawal from Transport Committee. Transport Minister Darrell Valls is imploring opposition spokesman on transport Michael Phillips to reconsider his decision of withdrawing from the Transport Sector Committee over comments that he was involved in the decision-making process to increase fares by 35%. I am saying to my colleague, transport spokesperson, that I am well aware, as a veteran politician, that some things are beyond your control, and with a leader-centric party system, that we operate with that leader says go, and what the leader wants go, but I invite you to rethink your position, Valls said Tuesday afternoon. Phillips' decision to withdraw stemmed from Valls responding to criticisms from opposition leader Mark Golding regarding the way the fare increase is being implemented. However, Walls responded to Golding stating that the transport spokesperson was aware of all the discussions related to the fare increase before it came into effect on October 15, 2023. However, Phillips rebutted this claim in a media release, stating that he had advised the Transport Minister that the opposition would not be part of the deliberations on fares. I therefore was not a part of the subcommittee which made the recommendation for a 35% increase in two stages of 19% on October 15, 2023 and a compounded 16% on April 1, 2024, Phillips stated. In response, Walls is urging Phillips to return to the table to discuss this recent disagreement between the parties while inviting the transport spokesperson to consider to work together to attain further success within the sector. Nothing that has been said cannot be discussed among big men, leaders of this country, and stand up so that we can continue to work together to make sure that we get the successes that we so badly need, that we should have a long time goal with a cohesive, disciplined, orderly, respectful transportation system, particularly public transportation, the Transport Minister said. There is so much that we have done in few months. There is so much more to do, and this will be a black eye to all of us who attempt to get on non-partisan political transportation policy with all hands on deck to retake the streets of Jamaica, Walls added. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell